There are many types of discipline strategies when it comes to dealing with children's behavior. But what works? What doesn't work? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you my opinion on a couple of types of disciplines based on my own experience with my two children. Hey guys, I'm Jason Kreidman and welcome to another episode of Dad University. We release a new dad advice video every Thursday, so be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and click on that notification bell so you know exactly when our videos are uploaded. For the purpose of this video, we're using the term discipline as it relates to modifying and teaching the behavior that we want to see in our kids. As you watch this video, think about the different types of disciplines and how they would have an impact on you as a child. Would they change your behavior? Would it teach you a lesson? Picture yourself as a child in these situations. This is really important to keep in mind because something we talk a lot about on this channel is empathy. Putting yourself in somebody else's place and looking at it from their perspective is powerful. I know that it is really hard sometimes to put yourself into your child's brain and look at things from their perspective, but it's crucial in this situation. Try to be empathetic with your child. So what type of child discipline is going to impact them in a positive way and teach them the ways of the world? Let's take a look at some of the various types of discipline that you as a parent have as options. Physical punishment. Let me get this one out of the way quickly. There is never a situation that warrants a child being hit, smacked, spanked, any sort of physical contact. This was more popular in previous generations, but there are still some people that think this works. I know I'll get the comments, Jason, when I was a kid, I got spanked and it worked on me. No, it didn't. You ultimately got upset at your parents and just learned how to avoid getting caught. Physical punishment doesn't work, and it's been proven over and over again. It's also harmful to children. So you can argue this one all you want, but it's harmful. Another type of discipline, taking away privileges. This covers a pretty wide spectrum of discipline, but it's basically grounding, taking away phones or electronics. Parents seem to really like taking away privileges. I think it makes us feel like we're making an impact. But the impact you're really making is that the child thinks about what you did to them or the punishment, rather than thinking about changing their behavior or what they can learn from it. Sure, we say, you better think about what you did, but they don't. The child is really thinking, my dad's a jerk. He took my phone. Or they're thinking about how they can not get caught next time. How can they be a better liar? They're not thinking about how they can change their behavior. We start the taking away privileges pretty young. Go to your room. And sometimes it just feels good to say that because we don't know what else to say. We're not sure how to handle the situation. But taking away privileges is not a good way to teach, nor does it modify behavior long term. Feel free to comment below on how taking away your daughter's phone totally improved her grades. Or keeping your son from his gaming absolutely made him nicer to his sister. I'd love to hear those results. And next, the old timeout. Timeout is still thought of as an effective type of discipline, especially among young children. It's basically where the child sits in a designated area, maybe on a chair or a step or against the wall, and is supposed to think about what they did. They don't. Timeouts, if used effectively, can be a way to teach a young child how to calm down. They're not an effective type of discipline, nor do they change behavior, but they can be a good way to teach a child to calm themselves. So if you are using the timeout method, maybe change it up a bit and say, hey, let's take a break and calm down. And then once the child is calm, then you can talk to them about their behavior and what kind of modifications need to happen. Another type, rewards. This type of discipline sets you up for some difficulties. If your child is always being rewarded for their behavior, then they're just going to expect it. You're not going to get the behavior you want without providing some reward. This creates an environment where their motivation is external. They're always thinking, what's in it for me? This is not behavior we want to reinforce. Ultimately, it will lead to entitlement. Next, consequences. If you're going to use consequences, you want to make sure they are either natural or logical consequences. Natural consequences occur because of the actions of the child, but there's no intervention. So basically, it just happens on its own. An example would be maybe your child refuses to wear a jacket. As a result, they get cold. So the next time you tell them to wear that jacket because it's cold out, maybe they'll listen. This is a natural consequence. Now, logical consequences happen as a result of the child, but the parent imposes a consequence related to what's going on. So you might say, hey, if you want to use that new toy, you've got to pick up the previous toy that you were playing with. That's a logical consequence. They should be related, reasonable, respectful, and revealed in advance. If they're not all four of those, they're not logical consequences. And they certainly should not make a child suffer. The natural and logical consequences are just small elements used in a broader type of discipline called positive discipline. Positive discipline was made popular by Dr. Jane Nelson, who is awesome, by the way. But the foundation for this type of discipline was created by Alfred Adler and Rudolph Dreikurs. Dreikurs taught that being both kind and firm to our children was important. The kindness was important because it showed respect for the children. And the firmness was important because it showed respect for ourselves and the situation. Parents sometimes have difficulty with positive discipline because they feel like it's too permissive or that we're being too nice. But that's not what it is, nor about. This kind of discipline doesn't require yelling, nor does it require punishment. Many of the videos on Dad University deploy positive discipline. It's about mutual respect, communication, and teaching them how to solve problems on their own. It's about cooperation and love, and ultimately giving them strength. Keep this in mind and in perspective. It can take children 40 to 200 times hearing something before they get it. I think this could be 1,000 times for some of the things. And one of the most difficult things of being a parent is having patience. We expect our children to be able to modify their behavior to understand what we're saying the first time we say it. And it takes things over and over and over again. And so that's difficult as a parent. Our children are greatly affected by how we handle situations. They watch, they listen, they model our behavior. There's so many different types of disciplines and different ways to handle situations. But you have to think about what is the ultimate goal you want for your child. I'd love to hear from you. What type of discipline resonates with you? Is it working for you? Is it not working for you? Leave your feedback in the comments section below. If you found this video helpful, you don't want to miss what we have for you in our other videos. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and click on that notification bell. We'll see you next week.